All right, guys. So today, including today and also next week, January 2, that will be the last two class for this semester. Basically, for the January 9, we don't have the class, but still I will be here. So if you have questions about your semester final project, you can come here and probably I can help you. But basically, based on our progress and semester schedules, December 26th and January 2nd will be the last two class for this semester. And for the content for these two class, it will be about the pre-training for your fabrication and for the digital fabrication. So once you finish the training, you are able to use the classroom 401. It's a fabrication factory in our department. But to be honest, for the next semester, we are going to renew and also buy some new machine over there. So some of the machine that you will use today, basically it will be retired, and also we will update some new machine. But still, we still can use that until next semester, probably uh, March or April. I'm not so sure. Anyway, here is the schedule for today. But first things, we will finish the tutorial about how to using the slice software, which means Cura. So you will know how to do the basic operation, how to do the slicing, and how to add the support inside your STL or G code file. Next thing is I will choose for every time I will choose 10 people to go to the classroom for O1 and do the practice. So I'm not so sure. I think we don't have enough time for you guys to do the printing by yourself. But at least we can let you all of you to do the practice about how to operating the machine, how to settle the horizontal level of the platform, and also clean up the extruder, etc. So that's the things we're going to do. So, one and final thing, very important for you guys. Once you finish the training for today, okay, I will do a roll call. That's for sure because I have to add you in to the using user list. If you are not in the user list, you are not about using the classroom for O1. So once you finish the training, and once I add you in to the user list, you are able to use our classroom for O1. So you can apply and ask for the usage from the administrator, and then she will open up the door for you, and you are able to use that. So that's the things about the things we are going to do for the following 2 weeks. Okay? And let's go back to our Facebook teaching group. Let me remind you guys about what's the things we are going to do uh, for the semester finals. So I think I have already uploaded this one on November 26th. So please take a look again. Take a look about this one more time. So first things, this is an individual work. Okay, no group submission, and please submit your work on January 9th. And complete and the things you have to give me is a completed algorithm model, Grace Harper programming file. Sorry, that's a misspelling. And save that. And also one recording right here, a share video. So under than 1 minute. And please submit your file to the cloud drive. I think I have already opened up this one, so you are able to submit your work right here. Once the deadline is passed, then I will close and turn off the authorities of this cloud drive. So you are not able to upload your file after January 9th, 12 p.m. So that's the things. Okay, and also still, although right now, although the report and also the semester final project is very hard to examine whether it is your work or not, it takes too much time for me to do that. But I hope that all of you can maintain the honesty and proper academic conduct. Okay, so that's the thing. All right, guys. So let's get started about the class for today. So I think in the last time, I just asked you guys to download the Ultimaker Cura. This is a slide software. If you haven't downloaded it yet, please take a look about our posting in our Facebook teaching group. It's right here. Okay, on the post of on December 05. So you can find the file right here. So let's take a look. So this is the user interface of the Ultimaker Cura. The first important thing is that you have to set your own printing machine. In our classroom 401, our printing machine is CR10. There are many different versions and types about CR10, but basically once you're using CR10, it will be fine. If you don't have that one, you can go to Setting, Printer, and Add Printer to add a new printer right here. So nothing special. Just go to Setting, Printer, Add Printer, and choosing Ultimate Printer or non-Ultimate Printer. Basically, our printer is not from Ultimate this brand, this company. So you can just simply choosing this one, non-Ultimate Printer. And you can find out your printer right here. There are a lot of different type of 3D printer. The one we are going to use will be Crealities 3D and CR10. So you can see that there are so many different types about CR10. The one we are going to use will be just choosing CR10, it will be fine. Okay. So once you finish this one, let's go back to Rhinoceros. I will finish this introduction in a very quick tempo. So for this time, let's try to explore the 3D model of this golden fish. So first thing is for your subdivision model, if you have a subdivision model, make this one become a real mesh. All right? Make sure that make this one become real mesh. So go to here, choosing polygon mesh option. So it depends on the smoothness of the surface you want to have. You can increase the number of the polygons, or you can just keep them stay right here and click OK. All right. So this is the mesh we have. So for we have to export this file and re-import this file to Ultimate Cura. So let's choosing the model right here and choosing export it. Usually the file format I will choose, you can use in OBJ. Another one is STL. You can take a look right here. STL is right here. Yeah, this one, STL or OBJ. These two I think will be best for the Cura software. For the rest part like STEP, this is the file format that allow you to save the NURBS and also surface file format. But if you want to do the 3D printing, I think OBJ and also the STL will be the best tool for you. So let's choosing OBJ file and let's call this one Goldfish. Okay, so we have finished the exporting. Now let's go back to Ultimate Cura. Let's go to File, Open File, and Goldfish. So as far as you can see, just imagine that this is a real 3D printer, and the size of this platform based on the setting of the CR10, it will be 30 by 30 by 40. So this is the maximum printing area that we can use. So if you make your model bigger than that, for sure you cannot print that anymore. So if I enlarge this one, probably you can just directly drag, or maybe let me type in 5,000 or 2. Okay, so once your model is bigger than the 30 by 30 by 40 centimeter range, well, you are not allowed to print your model. So make sure your model is smaller than this printing range. Okay, so now we have already imported the model to here. So what's the things we can do inside Cura? So first thing is take a look about the operations. panel right here. So for sure, you still can do the moving, and also you can do the rotations. Okay, if you want to rotate your model into a specific angle, that you still allowed to do the rotation and scaling. That's probably the most important one. So maybe 200 will be quite enough. Okay, and if your model, if you haven't finished your model and you want to do some kind of manipulation on your model, yes, we still can do some manipulation inside Cura, like mirroring, or maybe you want to do the per model setting, like you have multiple model and you want to do the setting for every one of them, you still can do the setting. But usually I would suggest all of you, please finish the model setting inside Rhino6 or Blender. It will be better for you. Otherwise, if you want to do the setting inside Cura, I think it will be pretty limited. There are not so much things you can do. So make sure you finish your stuff inside Rhino6. Okay? All right, I will stop right here. Wait for a second. Moving forward, one important thing I want you guys to understand. So make sure your model is a solid file. There's no holes or no open face on your model. That's very important. If you have open face, for example, maybe you have this box, you want to print this box, but you have an open face right here, then it cannot be printed. Okay? Because this one, first thing, the surface doesn't have any thickness. So if you want to 3D printing software help you to print this model, well, it doesn't know how to do that because this one, it doesn't have any value on that. So if you want to print this box, how can we do that? You have to give them some thickness. So for sure, using offset surface to make this one have some thickness, then it will be fine. So that's the first thing you guys have to know. Very important. Remember, if you want to do the 3D printing, make sure your model is a solid file. But how about that? If we have a model and probably we have two blocks, I want to make them become one. So is that okay for me to just export this one to 3D printing software? Yes, you can do that. After all, these two models, all of them are solid and there's no empty surface, no open surface on that. So you can just directly export them and print them. But there will be a problem in the center part since there are some overlapping area. Well, for this part, it will rest or sometimes it will make some empty, very thin gap between these two models. I don't know why, but that's based on my experience, it just happened. So for you guys, it's better for you to using Boolean union to join them together, make them become one single model. So that's the thing. But if you just want to export them and without any preparations or any manipulation before you do the printing, it is okay. All right, let's go back to Cura. So the next thing, the very important thing is not about the manipulation about the model inside Cura, it's about the setting right here, the print setting right here. So take a look. This is the machine setting about your 3D printer. So right here, you can using the recommend setting, or you can using show custom to do some advanced setting right here. Let's take a look about the recommend setting first, okay? So first is, you can see that the standard quality, it means that it will based on it will using 0.2 millimeter as a basic unit and slicing your model into multiple layers. And the height of every layer will be 0.2 millimeter. So the result will look a little bit pixelated, but it is acceptable. But if you want to have a more detailed one, then you can choose in something more, the super quality, 0.12 millimeter. So for sure, once you do that, the thickness of every layer will be way more thin than before. So the detail and the smoothness of your model will be way more better. And for the second part about the strength, so this is about the infill density. So for your 3D model, so first thing you guys have to understand your 3D model will not be a solid 3D model. There still will be empty hole, empty space inside your 3D model. And inside part, in order to make your structure stronger. It will infill some density inside. Let's try. So first thing, I will try to using the maybe low quality. And also for the infill density, I will make this one super low, maybe just 10, and using slice. So you can see that Cura has started to help you to do the slicing. And for this goldfish 3D model, it will take 2 hours and 54 minutes to print. So that's the thing. Let's do the preview. Click the preview. So this is the result. You can see that. So basically, Cura has set up this model, slicing this model based on 0.28 millimeter for every layer. So every layer right here is the thickness of every layer is 0.28 millimeter. And also let's take a look about the infill part. So the slicing, you can using this slider to slice your model. So this is the low infill density. So you can see that the inner part actually is pretty loose. So the only thing that will affect about it will be the structure and also the strength of your model. So if you want to make this model can be very probably using for your model structure or something, it has to be very strong enough for some very heavy stuff. Then maybe you have to increase the number right here. I would say 50% will be quite enough. And now let's take a look about the super quality. Let's do the slicing again. Okay, so as far as you can see, the thickness of the layer right now has been way more thinner than before. So for sure, the quality of the model will be better, but it will also take more time to print. So you can see that although they are the same model, but for this one, it will take 9 hours, 12 minutes for print. So it takes more time. And also, let's take a look about the inner structure. So see, this is the difference about the inner structure. This one is way more stronger, okay? Way more stronger than before. So the inner part is super dense, and also the density of the grid of the triangle mesh is way more dense than before. So that's the major difference. And by the way, I have to let you guys understand that the visual display idea for the Cura. First thing, the green part, the red part is the outer shell. The green part is the inner supporting shell. The orange part, well, this one, that will be the inner structure. So all the things you see right here, and blue one will be the supporting. Right now we don't have any supporting, so there will cause some problem right here. And if you want to see the simulation about how it will be print, you can press this button, and you will see that okay, this is the extruder, and you will follow the G code that you write for them and start to move and do the printing. So first thing is about the outer shell, and next things will be about uh, the inner structure, something like that. So the major difference between the different versions of the slicing software actually is about the optimizing of the moving route for the extruder. So it's like key slicing, as far as I remember, it used to be better. The moving speed and also the moving route for the extruder, it will be a little bit faster compared to Cura. But right now, I think Cura is also okay. And also for this one about the moving route for the extruder, it will also affect your printing quality. If your moving route is smooth and continuously, so it won't have that kind of messy waver on your 3D model. But if your route is super messy, then probably the pattern of your printing model it won't be that good at all. So that's the idea. All right. So guys, you can try to import your 3D model and do some practice, and also probably change a little bit about the printing quality and the strength. For the rest of the part, I will tell you how to set the support and also maybe show you some customized setting. 同学，so you can try to do that. And for the rest part, I will use in Chinese to explain the idea. I want all of you have the chance to operate the machine. If you don't have the chance to operate, I'm pretty sure that when you are going to do using that, you were still a little bit afraid of that. All right, so let's go back to Cura. Okay, let's go back to Cura. So now you understand the setting about the quality and also the strength. So the next important thing will be about the support. Okay, the support. Right now we didn't turn on the support. So if you turn on the support, you can see that. Oh, by the way, every time if you change anything about your printing model, it will redo the calculation. So you have to print. Sorry, you have to press the slice button one more time. So please remember that. Okay. So first things, you can choose a different supporting type. First one is normal. Second one is tree. And also for the placement, you can choose it everywhere or the touching build play. So what's that mean? If you choosing the everywhere, you basically it will put the support on every different side. And if you choosing touching build play, it will only create the support on the border of the build plate. Let's take a look at choosing normal and touching build plate. Once you put the support on your model, the printing time will hugely change. So you can see that, well, even this one, you still have to take, even I already changed the printing quality to, sorry, this is still super quality. Let's change this one, maybe to regular standard quality. Let's do that again. All right. So you can see that even we using the standard quality and the infill density is only around 20%, it still takes around 6 hours and 8 minutes for print. And also for the support, it will also increase the number about how much material you're going to use. So this is a supporting, the blue one is a supporting area. So you can see that if you have any kind of suspension part like this one, the fish head actually is a suspended part. And also the fish wing, there are some suspended part. We need the supporting. Otherwise, it is impossible for the FDM3D printer for printing this kind of thing because this one is suspended in the air. So without the supporting, the extruder cannot print your material immediately and make them cool down and become a hard shaped material. So for this one, we need a supporting. But meanwhile, let's take a look. If you have the supporting like this one, okay, if you have the supporting of this one, so all the things, if the supporting is connected to your model surface, it will make you, there are some, I would say a little bit like scar or a little bit like some, anyway, not that some uncomfortable pattern on your surface. So that one doesn't look good at all. So usually when we are working on a 3D model inside Rhinosys or probably inside Blender, we will try to reduce the number of the supporting. If you have more, first thing is it will increase the number, the chance for you to fail in printing. Second thing, it will cost a lot of time for you to polishing your model. All right? Okay. Before that, the one we choose is touching build play. And if you choose in everywhere, so you can see that in printing number, the printing time is increasing one more time, and also the printing material is increasing as well. So take a look about the whole thing. Pretty much the same because for this model, well, it doesn't matter. The every print put the support on everywhere or put the support on touching build plate is pretty much the same, but it will only increase a little bit. I think it's around the head part. Okay, and also if you're choosing the adhesion, this one, if you don't have this one, take a look. If we turn off this one, on the border part, it doesn't have the offset layer, offset printing material on the side. But if you turn around this one, let's take a look. Okay, it will increase the number of the offset layer on the side. So why we need this one? Why we need this one? This is for increase the strength for the first layer. Usually, I would say if you are successfully print the first layer and make sure everything is perfect, stick to the plate. For the rest of the part, you don't have to worry that much. Probably you can just walk away, take a cup of coffee or some, take a rest, etc. Do the things you want. But if the first layer is failed, then probably I would say there is a very high chance for you to reprint to reprint everything. Okay, so the first layer will be very important. So how to increase the structure and make the first layer more stable and more strong? The adhesion will be very important. So if you have more, which means the support and also the first layer will have more supporting and make them perfect stick to the platform. So that's the thing. 同学哦，这边的主要差别其实在于这个 adhesion，它其实就是让你的第一层有更多的支撑啊。就你可以看到这边就是有更多层嘛，那它就会帮你让第一层的抓地力更好一点点。那第一层很重要哦，因为你第一层如果没有抓好，通常第一层没抓好，你在后面就一定会失败，因为它在你底层没有贴齐嘛，那你后面就会不断的有误差，最后就会变成一坨狗狗的像鼻涕一样的东西哦。所以这边的话就是请你们 adhesion 不一定要加，但是你们就是一定要确保第一层它要能够很完美的贴合在你们的打印平面上面。这个主要是因为哦，跟你们讲一下这个原因，主要是因为 CR10啊，它不是一个封闭式的打印空间，所以你在打印的时候，它的热量会不断的散掉，那它的这个平面啊，就会因为它的热量不平均，它某些地方比较热嘛，它就会比较柔软一点；某些地方比较冷，它就会转成一点应力，就会稍微拱起来，所以它就会很容易造成我们的打印平台啊，就是它有一点凹凸不平，有点弧形的状态。那这种状态，它就会让你的这个底层哦，它可能贴合的不是很好，所以这个 adhesion 主要就是在解决这件事情哦。All right. So, sorry, I think I have to explain the idea one more time. So, why the first layer can be failed? Why there is a chance the first layer can fail? That's because for the CR10, the machine, the printing machine we are using, it is an open case printing machine. It's not a closure environment. So sometimes we will the probably start on the platforms this area it will be heated, but on the border side it will losing the heat and also the temperature will be lower. So since the temperature is different, so for sure this one some part it will bend it a little bit more, some part it will be more straight. So actually the platform is not completely flat. So in this case, this one if the support or the first layer cannot perfect touch the platform, then there will be a chance for you to fail because there will be a dismiss between between the platform and your printing material. So once you keep printing, the dismiss and also the gap will getting huge and get more. So in that case, your printing will fail. All right. So it's not necessary for all of you to put the adhesion. After all, it will increase the material you use. But just make sure your material can perfectly touch the platform. That's the keyword. All right. So final thing, let's take a look about the show customs right here. There are some more detail that you can choose right here. So first thing is quality. For sure, you can do the customized quality right here, like maybe point 0.1, point 0.2. But just remember a very important thing because our extruder is restrained. There is a steel number about the radius of our extruder. So it is impossible for you to type in maybe 0.01. This is impossible because this number doesn't exist. So usually zero point 0.2, 0.12, or maybe zero point 0.4, it is possible. like this one. Sorry, this is not possible. All right. Going to something like that. And how about the wall? The wall is about the thickness of your shell. So if you want the shell can be more thick, then you can change the number right here. So let's see. Right now, take a look. There is only two lines right here. So if you want to have more, maybe we can type in 4. Let's see. So now we have 4 right here. 同学哦，这边其实握的地方，这个就是在指说你的这个壳啊要多厚。所以如果你想要更厚的壳体，那你就这边去增加就好了哦。Okay. And for the infill, basically pretty much the same, just like the recommend and the simple versions. Material basically, right here, you can set the material set right here. Usually for the POA material, if you want to melt this one, 200 is the minimum. And usually I prefer you guys using 210. It will be better. And the build plate temperature based on the temperature in the classroom, I would suggest you using 16. But for these two things, you still can change that in the machine. So you don't have to set that one right now, but make sure this one is 200 and also the build plate temperature is 60. 同学哦，这边的话，POA、ABS 的材料我都会建议你们直接改成210啦。然后呢，这个是我们的平台温度，我也会建议你们稍微调高一点点。这样的话，因为我们那个是开架式的，它热量会不断散掉，所以你们就把它稍微一开始就调高一点点会好一些哦。那 for the next thing is about the print speed. For this one, you don't have to change right now because you can adjust this one on the machine side. For the support, right now you have more detail that you can change. The most important one will be about the support overhand angles. The things right here. The support overhand angle, what's that mean? If we change this one to 90, let's see. Basically, almost no supporting. And if we change this one maybe to 0, I think there will be everywhere. The supporting will be everywhere. Okay, almost everywhere, right? So basically, the supporting overhand angle is about the support you're supporting, the angle between your supporting and your printing surface. So if it is 0, then basically it means you're going to put the supporting everywhere. And if you don't want to have any support, then 90 basically it means almost no supporting. So if you can just adjust the number of the supporting by change the angle right here. Right? So you can change that by right here. Probably 60. 好，同学这边的话，关于支撑的操作，其实最重要，这边都没什么差了，这边其实都没什么差。最重要的是这一个，就是关于你的这个支撑角度。这边支撑角度，如果你设定为90，基本上就是几乎都没有，基本上就几乎都没有任何的支撑。如果你设定为0，那基本上就是全部你的模型就满满的全部都是支撑哦。所以你可以自己去判断你的模型是不是有很多这种很陡峭的，或者说非常悬浮、接近水平的这种模型哦。那如果说你是接近水平，那你的角度又是设定为0，那你这边就会全部都是支撑。那如果你刚好设定为跟它刚好是垂直90度，那你这边就是没有支撑的。所以你可以透过角度这边来去调整，说你到底要有多少的支撑量。那反正就是根据你的模型陡峭程度，然后跟它平台之间的角度，然后你去设定它这边的这一个数值就可以了。那这边for the next one, the build plate adhesion, there are just some different type that you can choose. Usually we were choosing brain, but if you want to choosing skirt, you can try. But I think there's nothing special. I think brim is quite enough. Okay, this is about the brain, and for the sorry, this is our skirt, and this is about the grain. Okay, this is about the brain. and another different time like a raft or non, you can try, okay? And do extrusion. This is the one for the machine that it has double extruder. So for the CR10, we don't need that one. 同学哦，这边第一个是 adhesion 这边的选项，它其实就只是选择说你旁边这一个支撑啊，就是地面的这一个连接处可以有不同的形式，但我觉得那个没什么差啊，所以通常不用特别调整。那 dual extrusion 这就是有双喷头的情形，就是有些机器它是有两个喷头，你可以同时喷涂不一样的材料。那种情形的话，它就要比较特别的一点设定了。那我们这个 CR10没有这个东西，所以就没差。那通常一般情形，你就直接选择就是 recommend，就是这边的一般设置就可以了，你就不用特别去调整。那除非你真的有一些很想要细节的调整，你才需要去调整这边的 detail 或者 customize 的设定。All right. So for guys, usually you just using the default setting right here, it will be fine. But just in case, probably you want to make your model probably more stronger, or maybe you want this one more smooth, or you want to reduce the number of the supporting, then you can do the recommend setting right here. Otherwise, for the beginner or for regular use, just using the default setting, it will be fine. All right. So what's the next things we have to do? Let me finish this part, and I will do a we can start to do the practice, and I will lead you guys to the classroom for O1. And for the one who are still here, you can take a rest. Okay. So let's take a look. So what's the things we have to do for the next part? Once you finish the setting for the printing, okay, everything is fine. Right now, the layer, the detail, and also the supporting, everything are fine. So once you finish, let's choosing save to the disk. For the CR10 3D printer, the storage format you have to use will be memory card. In our classroom, we have some memory card over there, but they are pretty old and might be sometimes the machine cannot read the data inside. So I would suggest you, if you have some memory card at home, then you can use in your own. And but if you don't, then you can use in the memory card over there. But just remember, make sure to put them back because some of you will forget to put them back. All right. Anyway, the file format we have to save will be G code. Okay, not the STL, not the Ultimate format UFP, just not OBJ file, just G code. So choose G code and save the model, save the file to your storage. Usually it will be right here on your machine, choosing the memory card that you have and save that one over here. I will save this one on the desktop. Okay. So once it's saved, just make sure do not unplug your memory card immediately. Give it some time because for the memory card, the reading and loading speed is not that fast. So just probably wait for 10 seconds, then you can unplug your memory card. Right? So that's the thing. 同学哦，一旦你们完成了打印的模型以后，那记得就是选择 Save to Disk。那我们要存储的档案就是 G code，这个就是机械的语言呐，就是 3D 打印机它要读的语言。这里面就是一大堆坐标，就是它会跟你讲，它会跟3D 表机说你的这个喷头要跑到哪里去。所以基本上我们就用的就是 G code。那你也可以